Got one from Newark, Delaware, from Mark Cole. He says, Steve, can you talk about how hard it was working a War Games match? Was it a clusterfuck with all the guys in the ring? And what do you remember about the epic blade job you did in War Games pay-per-view match? Man, you know, actually, that was a pretty easy match to work. There were two rings. You had a bunch of badass workers in there. No one really called any high spots or worked anything out in the back. This is kind of before you did that kind of stuff. You had a couple of trademark things that you might have done, or a fishbone of things that were on your menu, but you called it in the ring. But I'll never forget, man, I hit a good one that night, got good color. And I've told this story before about Dustin, being on top of me, punching me, and he looked down at me and he said, God damn, he goes, good color. And I said, thanks. And we just kept working the match. But what's really a tough match to work is battle royals, Royal Rumbles, things of that nature. Because, when you got 20 guys or better inside that ring, it starts getting real crowded real fast. And then you'll have somebody want to come in there and run a goddamn high spot in amongst all that bullshit. And it's really easy to get hurt. And, the old gimmick of grabbing a guy and almost throwing him over the top rope, but holding him there forever and ever and ever and never being able to just explode and throw him over the top rope is ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I've done that a million times, and it's ridiculous because that's just the way it is. But that's, how you work a Royal Rumble. And a Royal Rumble, I get asked all the time how they work. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and just go detail per detail, but obviously there's some order involved there. And when it's your time, it's your time. But they're a clusterfuck. War Games was easy. It was just a bunch of badass guys inside the ring, and it was a great crowd, and that's all I remember of it. And because I'd probably had about 4 or 5 years in the business at that time, and was a pretty good mechanic, and I had a lot of fun working with all those guys in there. And so it was fun. It was easy. Battle Royal Rumbles are hard.